is the aquarium, this is my podcast. I'ma talk about some shit. Bitch, it's the aquarium, this is Nico's podcast. I'ma talk about some shit. It's this PODQUARiUM. This is PODQUARiUM. This is PODQUARiUM. This is PODQUARiUM.
And we're back. Thank you for being here. This is PODQUARiUM with me, Nico. And yeah, that elaborate theme song took me like 20 minutes to make, but hey, each podcast kind of needs its own little theme song. You know what I'm talking about? It kind of needs a little theme song. So we got that. Maybe I'll switch it up for every episode. Who knows? Who cares right now? That's not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is buying placements, buying features, really just paying for a bigger artist to get on your shit. Either if you're a producer, get on your beats. If you're an artist, get a feature, you know, paying to work with someone else. And in almost every instance, if you're paying to work with someone, it's because they're bigger than you. And you kind of want that, what's the word? Like interconnectedness, in a sense where it's like, if you produce for a big artist, then more people are going to hear about you, fuck with you. You'll be able to raise your price for when you sell beats, again, if you're a producer. But if you're an artist, same shit. You know, you get a bigger feature, more people are going to want to work with you, check you out. And it's just about clout, I guess, is the word to say. You know, it's clout. It's like you're paying to work with other people because you know they can bring you more value as an artist in most instances. By the way, I do want to give a shout out to my homie Eriks Johansson, who on Instagram I posted a story asking what you guys wanted me to rant about and talk about. And he gave me the great suggestion of buying placements, because that's something I have a lot of experience with and a lot of mainly negative experience with, honestly. So I'm here to kind of open the conversation, you know, and just shed some light on my own perspective when it comes to that. Now, if you're a producer, it is kind of fundamentally and ethically wrong for you to pay an artist to use your beat. That's backwards, right? You want people paying you for your beats. You want people paying you to work with you. You don't want to have to pay another artist to use your beat. It's been so normalized lately, but when you really think about it, it's fundamentally wrong. Like, you're a producer, you should be getting paid for your work. You shouldn't be paying other people to use your shit. You know what I'm saying? But having said that, obviously, I understand the temptation. I've been there before, and I have paid other artists to get on my beats. There's three specific experiences I want to talk about from my own perspective. And out of the three, only one ended up well, positively. It worked well. And the other two were one was downright awful, and then the other one was just really disappointing. And kind of like, I was disappointed in myself, because the last one is the one that happened the most recently after the first terrible one happened, and I told myself I would never do it again, and I caved in and did it again because it was such a good deal, and then obviously nothing happened. So let's talk about it. I'm going to go somewhat chronologically for this, and we're going to start with the only person that it really worked out for me, which is Tusi. Shout out Tusi. I fucking love Tusi. I love his music, his aesthetic, his persona. Just a genuine ass fucking guy who, like, he just gets it, you know? And I remember the first time I reached out to him, and this was a long while ago, because I was actually, I recruited him to do a feature for Lil Spacebar on Lil Spacebar's song, Tusi. So he dropped a song called Tusi featuring Tusi. And there's the album version, the one on LSD on LSD, and that one does not have the 2-seat verse, but the version, there's a single version, which is 2-seat, featuring 2-seat, and that one is with his verse, obviously. And it's everywhere, SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify, whatever, if you want to check either one of them out. But I was the one that kind of arranged all that. You know, I got them together, I got them connected, I got the verse, mixed it all down, made the beat, you know how it goes. And that was the first time I had done that, and it worked out very well. I was like really happy with it. And actually, that same instance, I got a separate 2-seat verse for me, which I've never dropped, and it's for the OD remix. And I'll probably play a snippet of that right now.
I got bitches calling me. I got bitches calling me. My phone beeping R2D. She want fuck you, fuck for free. All my niggas with me now. We don't give a fuck about where you from or where you out. All my niggas tagged down. Wait, what the fuck is you saying, nigga? I ain't playing no games, nigga. What the fuck is you saying, nigga? Tell me what shit you claim, nigga. I feel like with the gang, nigga. I feel like we slang, nigga. I feel like we don't play, nigga.
And yeah, so that happened. I was really happy with it. 2-seat's a great guy. Again, just a pleasure to work with. Like, gets it, payment, send it in, is communicative, which are all very important things, especially being communicative. So moving forward, the next person that I paid to try to work with was Daytona Fox. Oh God, and the Daytona Fox situation was the worst one by far. I got fucked over pretty bad, and I was very naive about it. And because again, the first instance had gone so well for me, so I was like, hey, that's awesome. That's how it works. Great. And Daytona Fox is a much more popular artist, I guess, than 2-seat. 2-seat's very like well known, but kind of in the underground. Daytona Fox was like featured on the Quality Control project with the Migos. He's like one of the Migos' cousin or something. So he's got those connections. But anyway, I had like really been getting into him. He's got some songs that I do like. Mainly just Outro and No Phones Please, but I really just don't fuck with him at all anymore. To no obviously no surprise, and you'll find out why. So anyway, after like following him and just like listening to his shit for like a month or two, I see that he posts that he's doing a placement and a feature. Well, that's not the way he put it. He said a feature for $150, and I was like, this is it. I'm so down for this. That's super affordable for me. And like Daytona Fox is a dope artist. Would love to work with him, get him on one of my beats. Cool. So we talk, and the agreement was like he would get on one of my beats. That's why I'm saying like placements. Obviously, I would drop the song though, so that's why it's still a feature. He was gonna feature on my beat on my song. And the beat I had sent him was the beat to the song that became S2S off of Side B, Leo Moon. And if you haven't heard that, definitely go check it out. But anyway, I had sent him that, and this was like fucking like a year ago at this point, or more. I think it was in like August or September of last year. And yeah, we were talking. I paid him, obviously, like, he asked for the money. I paid him. And then came the long game of just like the back and forth of me hitting him up, like, you know, trying not to be that guy that's like hitting him up all the time, asking where my shit's at, but at the same time, like, you know, letting him know, like, hey, how's that coming? And, you know, I work this way. Like, if I'm a producer, so if someone's buying a beat from me, I make sure they pay me only when I'm like ready to send it. Does that make sense? Like when I'm ready to just be like, here you go. So it's not like they pay me and then days or weeks pass and I don't send them shit. That's not how I do business. I don't fuck with that. But that is how Daytona Fox does business, because I sent him the money and I would hit him up, not every day, like once a week, which is honestly, it should have taken him less than a week to do it. So obviously I'm going to hit him up every week and just being like, hey, dude, how's it going? Because Daytona Fox records his shit himself, mixes, masters it himself. He has like a bedroom studio. That's how he makes all his shit. So it's not like he didn't have the time, and it's not like he wasn't making music. He was sitting at home making music and just not fucking like returning my DMs or whatever, not doing it, you know. And months passed, and I was just like, yo, like, are you gonna still get me this? And he would always say some shit like, yo, bro, I'm driving, like, as soon as I get home, I got you. And I'd just be like, bet, cool, sounds good. And then obviously more and more time passed, and nothing happened. And then this is the biggest mistake I ever made when it comes to placements, because even though I had paid him, and at that point it had been like maybe 2 months, and he hadn't given me anything back, I then saw that he was selling a Sheck Wes Open. And Sheck Wes is also an artist that I really fucked with. And again, this is me being naive. That's why I'm saying these stories, so nobody makes the same fucking mistakes I did. But I was really naive, and I was like, oh my God, Sheck Wes Open, $300? Like, this shit sounds so hard, like, I want it. And I hit up Daytona Fox, and I'm like, yo, dude, like, I really want to get this open. How much is it? And he was like, $300. Don't mind that. That's Booba. That's my cat. But anyway, I'm like, yeah, sure, dude. Like, again, very naive without thinking about the fact that I had already paid him for a product and he hadn't given me shit 2 months later. I still went ahead and gave him more money. So at this point, I had paid him $450 altogether. And if he posted the snippet of the open right then and there on Instagram, I'm assuming he has it on his fucking phone. All he's got to do is share it with me, email it to me, and it's a wrap, and we're done. And then, of course, nothing happens. A week goes by. Nothing happens. Doesn't send me anything. I keep hitting him up. I'm like, hey, dude, what about that open? Like, you gonna send me that? Also, I'm still waiting on, like, you to get on that beat. And the same shit, just be like, yo, bro, I'm sorry, I'm driving. As soon as I get home, blase, blase. And it finally got to a point where he just, like, stopped answering my DMs. And I was just like, what the fuck? I just gave this dude $450, and he's now ignoring me. And it's been, like, 3 months. And then, of course, again, my dumbass sees that Sheck Wes drops a song like a couple of weeks later. I think it's called Been Ballin'. And that was the open that he was selling, that Daytona was selling. It was a song that literally was only Sheck Wes, and it dropped like a month or two later. So I hit him up again, and I'm like, yo, dude, like, you haven't sent me shit. Like, are you going to send me anything? And finally, I think I got like one more response from him. I don't even remember what it was, but it was just like some more vague, stupid, pedantic bullshit of him being like, yeah, dude, I'll do it, bro. So I was just like, you know what? In my head, at that moment, it kind of clicked, and I was like, wow, I just threw away $450 for nothing. And then it got me thinking about something a little deeper, which is artists scamming their fans. That's a whole nother fucking shit to unload. You know what I mean? How can you be a fucking artist and scam your fans, the people that support you? That's what makes so little sense to me, you know? But whatever, I was pissed at this point. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, $450 was not a small amount of money for me. You know what I'm saying? That was like, I mean, it wasn't even rent for a month, but that's not the point. The point is, like, I just threw it down the fucking drain for shit that doesn't even exist. And I was really frustrated. And honestly, I have an entire Instagram live video on my NOALIASAQUARIUS account where I talk way more in depth about this exact situation than I am now, just because it was fresh in my mind. There's more details there, more nuance to the story. So if you do want to check out the full Daytona Fox story, go to my NOALIASAQUARIUS Instagram, look for the Instagram live video. There should be two. One's called The Day Situation. The other one's probably called The Day Situation 2 or some shit like that. but it's there if you want to hear more details. And just a fun little detail that I remembered now is like near December, I got really, I was still fucking heated. I'm like, dude, it's been literally like 5 months. This kid's definitely not sending me anything. I just threw away $450 down the fucking drain for nothing. So I start making a diss song, like as a joke mainly. But I just thought it'd be funny and entertaining to my audience. You know what I'm saying? And the craziest fucking thing happened. So I'm literally recording the fucking diss song. Like it was like mid-December, I think. I was recording the diss song. And I put intentionally very little effort into it. And if you listen to the diss song, I mean, I literally say that like 100 times. And I only released it as a 1-hour loop to kind of like make it a meme. Like the song is literally a minute long and then I just looped it 60 times. And it's on my YouTube and on some random SoundCloud somewhere. But obviously it was a joke. Like obviously I wasn't trying to make a serious diss song. And if you listen to it, you can tell that I'm not taking it seriously. But that's just how I get out my own frustration, right? So whatever. As I'm recording that fucking song, like while I'm recording it, Daytona Fox finally DMs me back. Or not even DMs me, he emails me something, right? And I'm like, no fucking way did this kid just DM me something. Like in my mind, the money's already gone, everything's gone, like, no. Like I was just over it. And then this kid sends me something. And I open it. And this is where like, there's two different schools of thought with some of my friends I've shared it with. He sent me a random open to a random beat that I can tell he literally made 10 minutes before he sent that email. Some people that I showed it to said, well, hey, dude, you at least got something for what you paid. But my own perspective, my own belief is that I didn't get what I fucking paid for. And if you go to a restaurant and you order the steak or whatever, and they bring you like a basket of fries, yeah, it's still food, but it's not what I fucking wanted, and it's not what I fucking paid for. So I was still dissatisfied. Not only that, I thought he was trolling me. I thought he was like intentionally being disrespectful, because also the song is like ridiculous. It's just him being like, I like dinosaurs. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just play a snippet of it right now. What's your favorite animal, bitch? I like dinosaurs. Yeah, bitch. I like dinosaurs. Yeah, bitch. I like dinosaurs. And so, when I heard that, I was just taken aback. I'm like, no fucking way. I just literally lit $450 on fire for this piece of shit, this trash ass song, which again, some of my friends were like, actually, dude, it's kind of fire. But like, I have too much invested into the situation at this point to think that this joke meme song about dinosaurs is good. It was not good. Again, some people might disagree. I don't care. And what I did instead was like a couple months later, or maybe not even that much later, I just put the open on my YouTube for free, so anyone else that's been scammed by Daytona Fox could have that open and just have a song with Daytona Fox. I literally paid and gave it away for free because, believe it or not, after I made the diss song and released it as a joke, probably like 5 or 6 different people DM'd me on Instagram and on YouTube saying that Daytona Fox did the exact same shit to them. So this is like a serial scammer. You know what I'm saying? This dude is like fucked up, scamming his fans. And yeah, he scammed a lot of people. And a lot of people reached out to me because I was the only one to do a diss song. Even though, again, it was a joke and it was shit. But in the beat was shit. It was mixed like shit intentionally, but the lyrics are still very poignant. The lyrics are about exactly what happened. So again, if you want more detail, more depth into it, maybe I'll play a minute of it right now because it's only a minute long. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, shit, you know, you don't need a 50 that bad, bro. I wouldn't give that shit to you. No problem. I mean, you know, like if you're really trying to spend it, work, bro. That's all I'm asking. Shit, ain't too much, dog. You run ahead, bro. Shit.
Not about the money, it's all about the principle. You out here looking like a real imbecile. Hate your fans and your dick probably minuscule. In 5 years time and you'll probably be miserable. Deleting comments trying to hide the evidence. Turn weak when you get pressed, man, that's evident. Speaking of evidence, I got the screenshots that back up my sentiments. You not a gentleman. Could've just stayed true to your word and been a man about it. Now you getting named at me and my gang are all about it. This ain't even a real threat of physical violence. But I don't play your shit no more, bitch, you was silence. Sucks to invest in someone who you been fucking with. And they turn around and lie to your ass like you bum and shit. And if you need it for 50 that bad, I gladly donate it to you. No cap, I mean I already did. Hope you can feel your baby mama and kid by ounce and get lit. You're welcome, and that is stopping me for one bit. Made it back in the day, you can't fuck with the kid. Yeah, I literally didn't try. Here's a reminder telling you that I literally didn't try.
So then, yeah, that's where the Daytona Fox situation ended. He sent me a shitty open. I posted it on YouTube, so anyone that has been scammed by him could use it for themselves, you know, and feel like they didn't get scammed. So that's where the Daytona Fox situation ends. Moving onward to, two-seat again. Because then I bought another feature from him the second time. And, you know, I'm just kind of spacing it out. Positive, negative, positive, negative. Two-seat, again, what a G, what a king. We love two-seat. I wanted to buy a feature from him for my first single as nxxko, which was Try Again. And same shit, same fucking shit. I paid him, and within like a day or two, he had it done, recorded, sent, and it sounded fucking dope as hell, super fucking fire. I recorded my verse to it, and then we just dropped it, you know? And that was the first single as nxxko, and it was amazing. People really fucking loved it. And it just goes to show that certain people really just are about their business. And they just get how it needs to be, and they respect the people they work with. And that's really what it is. It comes down to respect. It comes down to communication. Why the fuck do you even want to work with somebody if they don't respect you or communicate with you? So again, two-seat, I salute you. I appreciate you. You're the only person I've ever had a positive experience working with. I mean, paying to work with. So shout out two-seat. And now let's get to the most recent situation, which is with Polo Perks. Polo Perks. Long story short, out of nowhere, I got recommended the Punk Goes Drill album, and I loved it. I was like, this is so fucking cool, so innovative, so like interesting. And yeah, I was just like, yo, I would love to work with him. And it was kind of like a similar situation. Like, I heard about him, I listened to his music and most of Surf Gang shit for like a month or two straight, followed them all on Instagram, and then one day Polo Perks posts like, oh, doing placements right now, DM me. And I was like, this is great, this is so great. I want to get a Polo Perks placement now. He's clearly on the come up, I like the shit he does, awesome. So the same shit, basically. He's like, yeah, bro, it's $100. And I was like, say less. That sounds very worth it to me. But obviously, now that you understand the context of the Daytona Fox situation, I was very skeptical. I was like, do I really want to do this again? Do I really want to pay another big artist to try to work with me? Do I really want to throw this money away? I knew I shouldn't have done it, but I did it anyway. I paid him to get on one of my beats. And I sent him like 5 beats, which like 2 of them were produced by both me and Salamander Sam. Shout out Salamander Sam. And guess what? It was literally almost an exact copy of what had happened with Daytona Fox. Except Polo Perks was like even less subtle about it. It was weird. Because I paid him, sent him the beats, he said he got them, And then came this back and forth game where he'd say like, yo, bro, I recorded, what's your email? And I'd send him my email, and then he just wouldn't read it or answer for like days. And then I'd hit him up again, be like, hey, dude, did you ever send it? And he'd be like, oh, no, did my producer send it though? And I'd be like, no. And he'd be like, oh, okay, bet. Like, I'll tell him to send it right now. What's your email? He probably asked me for my email fucking 7 times. And it was the same email every time. So then whatever, another day's pass. I hit him up again being like, yo, dude, did you send it? And this time he says, can you resend the beats? I didn't get them. Do you understand what that means? At this point, I realized this dude was not taking it seriously at all, and he just lied about having it done and his producer sending it to me. He was just saying shit to placate me and keep me from asking more questions, except he wasn't even good at it. Daytona Fox was at least vague enough that I continued to believe him up until like 5 months had passed. You know what I'm saying? With Polo Perks, within the month, he was already saying like, oh, it's done. Oh, but send me the beats again. I never got them. Oh, but which beat do you want me to get on? Like, clearly you're not gonna do it. You're not doing it. You're not taking me seriously. And again, that was my own mistake for paying to do it again. But then I realized something even greater that I talked about with Eric Johansson for a little bit. I posted on my story something about, like, I don't remember it verbatim, but it was like, you shouldn't pay to work with your favorite artists. You should just grind so hard that they want to work with you. Because by paying an artist to work with you, you have just created a power dynamic in which they see themselves as better than you in their eyes, and they will not respect you and not want to work with you again unless it is for money. So it's a really important and very double-edged dynamic, because again, you want to pay these people to work with them because you like what they do, you support them, and you want to like have their cosign, have some shit together. But the second you pay somebody else, and again, not everyone, because 2C is the exception, right? But the second you pay someone else to work with them, either for them to get on your beats or to feature or whatever the fuck it may be, you are creating a power dynamic in which you are now lesser than them in their eyes. And unless you miraculously blow the fuck up, they'll never respect you. So take it from me with a lot of experience. And obviously there's some positive experience, like I said. But take it from me. Don't fucking pay to work with your favorite artists. Do not pay for placements. Goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning. If you're a producer, paying an artist to get on one of your beats is fundamentally wrong. It's fundamentally skewed. It makes no sense. You should be getting paid to have them on your beats because you're the producer. You made the beat. And again, I know we want to branch out and get ourselves heard more. And especially nowadays, it's harder than ever to get yourself heard and recognized and shit. But I guarantee you, it'll feel better if you grind hard enough and then these people approach you to work with them than if you pay to work with them and then nothing ever happens. And obviously, it's a case-by-case situation. It's all contextual. Not that every single time somebody pays for a placement, what happened to me is going to happen to them, because obviously that's just not the case. But I'm saying in this younger generation, more often than not, that is what ends up happening. Like I said, I only paid for 3 placements. Well, for 3 different people, and only one of the 3 came through. And he came through 3 fucking times, which is amazing. But I feel like 2C is the exception and not the norm. The norm is if you're somebody with 200 followers on Instagram, they're not going to take you seriously. Because in this day, follower count is what's important in some people's eyes. You know what I'm saying? I don't really give a shit. And of course, it's easy for me to say that because I don't even have 200 followers. But that's not my point. It's not about how many people are looking at you. It's about the right type of people looking at you. You don't need to have 10,000 followers on Instagram to be poppin'. You just need to have 300 followers that all genuinely fuck with you, share your shit, respect you, and are able to give you opportunities. That's what's important at the end of the day. Connections. Long-term connections built on communication and respect. Not trying to pay your way to the top. I understand this is a pay-to-play game, but it goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you take a risk and it works out great. Sometimes you take a risk and you lose $500. You know what I'm saying? So just take my story with a grain of salt, but also try to apply it to your own life. Have you ever been in a situation like this? I would love to hear other instances of something like this happening to other people, you know? I think it's important to put it out on the table and talk about it and just share the experiences transparently. So thanks for listening. I think that's really all I have to say. Like I said, a lot of the extra bonus material I'll probably try to put in the description, like including the Daytona Fox Instagram Live session, the diss songs, the opens, all of that shit. I'm just gonna put it in the description so you guys can access all of that. But yeah, this has been me, Nico. You can follow me at @1nxxko, probably anywhere. Yeah, I think that's all I got for today. So thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Alex Johansson, for the idea. And Swag, thanks for tuning in to PODQUARiUM.
Bitch, it's the aquarium. This is my podcast. I'ma talk about some shit.